shame, and I hate to see it. But right now we're down to about 160, 170 people or so. That's it. So it's very small, and we serve, as I said, impoverished people. So the needs here are great, but the income is extremely low. So our financial struggles in the church are never ending. So that's why we had to find alternative ways to be able to outreach. It's either that or stop reaching out to the community. First store, of course, is known as the Ark. It's the old Blinky that was built in the 1940s from a father son was in the Navy, and he named it the USS Blinky, built it in the size and shape of a ship. So it's also on the National Historical Registry. But it's a building that we bought oh my goodness, probably over about 12 years ago now, to be our first income generator for the MASH unit, because the church doesn't take enough tithes and offerings in to support ministry, so we had to come up with an alternative way to raise income. And it worked. It worked for a number of years. And then the second store we bought was in Coolidge, and kind of same idea, moving into a different territory, different area. Then we have the big store, the 40,000 square foot store, and that we call a thrift mall, and that's been the most successful. And that's where the Casa de Bling is there, where my daughter runs, and she does a fantastic job with that. And then there's the regular thrift mall itself on the other side, which is all brand new furniture, brand new appliances, hardware items, everything like you saw at the store there. It's got a little bit of everything for everybody, and it's not just used, but it's brand new, a lot of brand new items. And we compare our prices with like Room Store or Ashley Furniture and so forth, and for a leather sectional or whatever, we'll be half the price, and plus there's no sales tax. So really people are crazy to shop anywhere else because of the savings. And then all the ministry, all the money goes into ministry. Everything that we raise, everything that we make goes back into helping what we do to help people. What we're doing now is because of the government getting involved with the food bank industry, has stopped people from praying when they distribute food. So we had to have some kind of an alternative for churches, which obviously are going to pray before they distribute food, to be able to have a resource to be able to get food, to be able to give to their people. And we've had a number of churches that have contacted us that have been canceled from the mainline food banks, even up here in Phoenix, because they will pray before they distribute the food. And so what we've done is we've started a co-op moving almost 1 million pounds of food a month into local churches so they can serve their communities. One full semi-load of food will serve about 400 people, 400 families, and that would be about 40,000 pounds of food on one load. And it comes in bulk. Is the best way that we like to distribute it. It's easiest for us. But we also have a lot of churches that take it in boxes, where we have to pre-make the box because the church doesn't have the ability to break it down from bulk into smaller groups. For example, we have churches that meet in schools, and so they don't have an area, or a plaza, a mini mall. They don't have an area where they can break the food down. But since we've changed it over to where the churches are taking an offering for us and helping us with the expense, it's really helping us a long way to be able to keep going. So it doesn't help us like with new equipment, that kind of thing that we have to buy, but God has provided that. God has continued to provide that, and so we're not really worried about that area. We just want to get food into the hands of the people that need it the most.
Chairman of the Interfaith Committee for the Payson Area Food Drive. So I'm responsible basically for getting all the churches in the area involved in collecting food, along with other community leaders, business leaders, and so on like that. We collected this past year over $50,000 and over 65,000 pounds of food collectively for the Payson Area Food Drive. We had this property next door. It's about 4 acres next door that was sat empty and unused since we first built here in 2002. So here about 2 years ago, at the end of one of our food drives, the chairman of the food drive said, you know, we need to have a community garden. And I went, I got the land. So that's how it all happened. The next day in the paper, it says Church of the Nazarene offers land for community garden. I hadn't even talked to the church board yet. One thing led to another, and the church board here and the folks here said, yeah, let's go, let's do it. So we immediately began working with other community leaders here. We got a donation from the county for fencing because we have an elk problem here. And then the town, the mayor, said we will give you the water at a reduced rate. So the mayor and the town was behind it. And then working with other community leaders and folks with our church, we basically built this garden and had it up and running in 3 months. We nearly sold out the first year. People had to sign an agreement that they would donate 20% of their produce to the local food bank. Okay. So this past year, there was over 5,000 pounds of fresh organic vegetables given to the needy families in this area. So it was a pretty impressive undergoing, and how it all came together, the community working together, the church working with the community, so on. This year, another neat thing that we're doing is we are actually setting aside plots for handicapped people, so, and doing a raised bed garden area. The local FFA organization, the local high school ag department, actually built these raised beds. We expect this year possibly to even, now that people are really getting with the program, we expect the amount of food and produce that are donated to needy families to probably double this year. So, and of course, just the opportunity to be able to serve the public and bring awareness. You know, when they call or sign up for the community garden, they have to call the church here. So it gives us opportunity to connect with people in the community as well.